Welcome back. And to continue taking a look at the main headlines of our Egyptian dailies with Dr. Walaa Wasfy, Professor of Political Marketing, moving on to another headline. Palestinians to submit the first file to ICC next week. The Palestinians will next week submit the first file actually to the International Criminal Court in their bid to open criminal proceedings against Israel. And the move is part of an increased focus on diplomatic maneuvering and appeals to international bodies by the Palestinians, who have been frustrated by a lack of progress in ending the Israeli occupation and creating their own independent state. The file is to be handed to the ICC Chief Prosecutor Fatou Bensouda on the 25th of June and will detail alleged violations of international law by Israel. Palestinian Foreign Ministry official told reporters in the West Bank city of Ramallah. How do you see this movement as a first step? Are you optimistic? How do you read it? I don't see this in your eyes.
Yes, because actions speak louder than words. This is my slogan in political marketing. I don't believe in any just only talks or meetings. Really, I do believe, and political marketing believe in state actions, programs to be fulfilled, or the programs points to be fulfilled, or meetings and the recommendation after meetings to be implemented. I do prefer to talk and discuss and dream and to be optimistic about what's next after implementation of any step. That's why it's quite good enough to discuss.
Just trying to take a political, legal method.
Yes, to discuss only discussion, but not for actions, not for the total support of the Palestinian people in order to support that. Only and also the fight between Palestine and Israel, we have heard about a lot of meetings, a lot of discussions, and a lot of things, but we always seek to actions and steps taken by Palestinian people. And also I would like to tell you that Palestinian people can take actions and can do more than one thing, but somehow they get used to what they are facing, so sometimes they are down and sometimes they are up and seeking for their own right. All Arab nations is supporting Palestine in what it is facing, but also Palestinian people must do that, because the groups or the parties in Palestine can fight and can defend like Beit al-Maqdis or yes, like those parties and those groups. I would like to ask them, in order not to fight Arab countries, fight Israel.
But they are dedicated not to protect Palestine or these areas.
This is a disaster, so don't talk by the name of Palestine, and let the Palestinian people take their own right and find and gather. And let's ask the source. It will came, yes, all our countries, of course, are supporting Palestine and trying to do their best to give back Palestine its right, but it will come from Palestinian people, which is more important, and actions is more loud. Yes, it's quite good enough to talk about the International Criminal Court, but let's see what about that, what's next next Thursday, what will happen after that meeting, what are the recommendations, with a time plan that plans to be achieved on the short run and plans to be achieved on the long run. This is a kind of implementation plan that we would like to hear about, not only that meeting.
Taking a look at another headline from Egypt Independent. Bahrain says that they seized explosives intended for use in Saudi Arabia. Actually, they had seized explosives and bomb-making materials planned for use in Bahrain and neighboring Saudi Arabia, and what it was said, it was an attempt to use its borders as a base for attacking targets in the region. In a statement, the police chief Major General Tariq El-Hassan said the techniques used in the manufacture of the explosives bore clear similarities to methods used by what it called proxy groups of Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guards Corps, the IRGC.
We are just discussing the borders of the Arab nations and also the borders of Bahrain, and as we talked about Yemen, and we talked about all Arab countries' borders and the national security of Arab countries. This is also one from the important that must be discussed, as also Bahrain, and I really I do support highlighting the what is happening in other Arab nations, like those meetings and those steps, because it's important to increase the awareness about what is all happening in all the Arab nations. It is very important to be highlighted in order to let people know what's going on around the region.
All right. Moving on to another headline. The Egyptian consulate in Shanghai organizes cultural tourist event in August. Actually, it's going to be organized as a cultural and tourist event on the 14th of August to the 24th, including a food festival and an art exhibition before the Chinese National Day or holiday on the 1st of October, when many Chinese travel to tourist destinations. This is something good to have some different events taking place all around the world, actually, as
Yes.
For promoting tourism, marketing.
Yes,
for
it's tourism marketing, and it's a new thing, which is we as specialized in marketing, like something called political marketing. There is economic marketing, which is marketing for stocks. And there's something which is called tourism marketing, which is very important to be done through science, which is called tourism marketing. It's new, you know. From years ago, we depend on what we have in Egypt, and like the places, pyramids, Luxor, Aswan, something like that. But now, after Egypt faced all those situations after the revolution, we need to market to tourism in different way through tourism marketing. And I would like to ask professors who are specialized in marketing to focus on that and to make more than one scientific research about tourism marketing, not only scientific research, but also to implement it, and can make a tourism campaign for Egypt or for a certain place in Egypt. And I have attended an event which is called El Khayamiyya Day, which support the handmade projects of ancient Egypt and from Egyptian men. And I have talked about what is meant by tourism marketing and how it is important, and also using the television in marketing for Egypt, and to encourage.
And Westerns are very much interested in this.
Yes, for sure. But also, let's talk about the advertising for tourism, or to encourage tourists to come to Egypt through ad or through social media too. How to attract them not only by making a song, right, to come back to Egypt or something like that, but through a tourism campaign that can be held to cover all spaces. Like social media and television and radio in a different hidden way. And let's talk about the films and the series that are presented to people. You know, yes, you can cover the slums, the problem of slums, but you can at the end give us a solution. Don't present Egypt that is facing all that bad situation with bad ethics. You are giving to the whole world a bad image to what is Egypt.
You're talking about something very sensitive, especially
Yes.
during the month of Ramadan,
Yes.
when it comes. Yes,
It's very important to discuss it.
This is very, very important, because media is not only limited to programs and documentaries, but for example, when you watch the TV series of the Turkish, for example, as if they are living in paradise.
And when you go there,
it is completely different. But look how people, they are dreaming of visiting and going to Turkey, for example, and all of this.
And when they go, they find that they present the best image they has got, but not what
but we hope that we can do this actually in Egypt, because this is the drama that we are used to have in Egypt in the past.
But let us ask for the governmental places like pyramids, you know, for anyone or for any of the to shot a film, how
The
much
procedures.
yes, the procedures and how
Yes.
much it will cost to shoot a film at the pyramids or at Luxor or at
Or in
Aswan.
the desert, everywhere actually, yes.
Yes,
This
but
is important.
let us give a nice example about that. Can you remember the old film of the actress Lubna Abdelaziz and
Yes.
Rosia Bassa, which is called the Bride of the Nile,
Yeah.
which is discussing what is happening and shooting the film at Luxor and Aswan, yes, in a good light way, which is covering all the places we have got, most, not all, of course, not all,
But at least
most.
showing the beauty
Yes.
of the different places in Egypt.
Not like now.
Right, moving on to Sada al-Balad. Egypt invites Sudan, Ethiopia for second round of negotiation over Renaissance Dam. The Minister of Water, Resources and Irrigation, Hossam Moghazi, announced that Egypt has officially invited Sudan and Ethiopia for a second round of negotiation over Renaissance Dam in the presence of the three countries' ministers of water in Cairo. Moghazi said in a statement that the three countries has agreed upon holding a new technical negotiations round between the three countries' ministers of water over the Renaissance Dam in the upcoming July. And the minister declared that the two consultative officers will present the technical details of the implementing plan during the first negotiations session. I know it before you will say it, so okay. The floor is yours.
Thank you. But yes, of course, as we said before, good meeting, but we need to negotiate more and more. And let me say that I like somehow the steps of the Minister Hossam al-Moghazi, because I have dealt with him personally more than one time through more than one meeting, and he's really doing his best in order to achieve and to negotiate in those files. But especially that file, Nahda Dam or that dam, is not. It is not the topic or the project or something, the file of the Ministry of Education only, but it's for the file of Egyptian security. Yes, it's Egyptian security. It's not only the minister, yes, is discussing, but that file especially need to be held and highlighted in different way, not only by the minister, but by the president and the prime minister too. This file is affected by or affect the national security of Egypt. We have facing, or up to now, we don't have clear points about what is going in that file to be highlighted or to be discussed. Every now and then we hear about negotiations and meetings, but what are the final results? They are constructing the dam. So they are constructing the dam, and we are negotiating in a negotiation process in what will go on. But we have to take an action in that file, especially to take a real serious action. What is going on? What is the role of Egypt? Yes, it's a national security file, not only a file.
But there must be a way just to protect the national security, and in the meantime, because it has to be a win-win policy.
Yes, of course, it's a win-win.
Because they started, they will continue, so there must be a way for both of us, for all the countries, just to settle.
Yes, as you said, a win-win situation, or a win-win.
To be realistic, they are not going to give up such a project, actually, for any reason.
Of course, but it's a national security project that that they took a decision since a long years ago. So after those negotiations, tell me what Egypt is going to do regarding that file. This is very important, and as soon as possible to be announced.
Right.
Yes.
At the end, Dr. Walaa Wasfy, Professor of Political Marketing, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
And happy Ramadan.
Happy Ramadan to you too, and to all.
Right, and let's check out together Egypt's stock market. Actually, Egypt's market gains 1.4 billion Egyptian pounds on Thursday, EGX 30 up by actually up 0.24%. Egypt's stock market closed in the green zone on Thursday as the benchmark EGX 30 index inched up 0.24%, recording 8,576.7